The top 6 craziest rapper fights. Musicians don't always get the best rep amongst the public. Often known for their graphic content, which often reflects true events, rappers are no exception to this trend. With the artist being constantly followed by fans and paparazzi, a large amount of pressure is placed onto their shoulders to remain well-behaved. However, as rappers, there's also a large amount of pressure to keep their reputation intact. When fellow artists threaten their reputation, tempers grow hot and short. In this countdown, we will recall several times that the pressure grew too much for these celebrity rappers and resulted in infamous fights, feuds, and rivalries. But before the start of the video, make sure to leave a like. And if you want to join this month's giveaway on some of the free stuff on your screen, then all you have to do is subscribe to the channel. Watch the video till the end and then leave a comment with the keyword down below. Good luck. Rick Ross versus Young Jeezy. Back in 2012, Rick Ross and Young Jeezy entered a brawl backstage at the BET Hip Hop Awards in Atlanta, Georgia, which caused the awards hosting location, the Boys Filet Jones Atlanta Civic Center, to have to be put on lockdown. Though the two had previously collaborated on multiple works, but the years and months approaching this incident, they had developed a feud with only small negative interactions here and there, both in person and over interviews, as well as social media. The night of the fight had even started off lighthearted, with some sources even saying that Jeezy had been enjoying Ross's performance in the front row. However, this all came to an end when Ross and Jeezy crossed paths in a hallway backstage. Though the exact words that were exchanged that led to the fight is unknown, the two's recollection of the events are similar, with each claiming that the origin of the fight was each other's overwhelming ego. The encounter was then moved into the parking lot by security, who escorted Jeezy and a shirtless Ross. A fellow artist, Machine Gun Kelly, tweeted that he too was involved in the tussle, assumed to have been trying to break it up, and that he was mashed in his eyes in the process. There were also reports of gunfire. However, no arrests, charges, or formal complaints were made, leaving that aspect of the story a mystery. Several others who were bystanders in this fight took to social media to tell their side of what happened, but their stories all lack consistency, each claiming a different person started and won the fight. Since these events, the two have once again collaborated on multiple pieces, so we can only assume that they are once more on at least civil terms, if not friends again. DaBaby versus Cam Coldheart. DaBaby is not new to the world of fighting, as he's had many altercations that have landed him legal issues. One of these being with Cam Coldheart, a fellow lesser-known rap artist, outside of a Louis Vuitton store. Though the exact details of the fight are unknown, Coldheart could be seen in a video posted on DaBaby's Instagram, crawling away from DaBaby with a bloody nose and his pants around his ankles, while DaBaby only suffered a minor hand injury. Though many media outlets claim that this fight was staged and fake, DaBaby stands by his words that the fight was real. In the months following the fight, DaBaby has continued to show off clips of the fight and brag about the fight, and the injuries that he sustained in multiple interviews. It is assumed that DaBaby and Coldheart are still not on the best of terms. Nipsey Hussle versus... Prior to his death, Armayas Ajgadam, professionally known as Nipsey Hussle, had his fair share of fistfights and altercations with celebrities and civilians alike. One of the most infamous altercations that he's been a part of took place outside of the 2018 BET Music Awards, when Hussle slapped a BET employee over where he could and could not park his car. Security then had to escort Hussle away in order to keep the fight from escalating any further. The fight allegedly started after Hussle was running late to the Music Awards rehearsal and had passed multiple vehicles before trying to park in an unavailable area. When the unidentified employee addressed the issue with his parking, Hussle became upset and nasty words were exchanged until it escalated into a physical fight. Though no arrests were made at the time, the employee is said to have pressed charges against Nipsey. Unfortunately, Hussle suffered a tragic death in March of 2019 after he was shot outside of his own clothing business before the court could assess the case, and therefore the charges were dropped. As we've mentioned before, one of the best ways to honor a fallen rapper is to listen to their music. So we'll link some of Nipsey Hussle's best hits in the bio. Jay-Z versus Drake. The feud between Jay-Z and Drake is one of the longest-running famous feuds between rappers, their rivalry spanning over nearly a decade, earning it an honorable number 2 on our list. Drake states that Jay-Z had been his idol turned mentor until eventually he, quote, became Jay-Z. Their relationship had a good start, starting in September of 2009 when Jay-Z featured Drake in his best-selling album, The Blueprint 3, on the song Off That. Their feud started in November of 2011 when Drake lost to Jay-Z's DOA, a song included in the same album they collaborated on at the Grammys, sparking a fit of jealousy in Drake that he would later reveal in several interviews. Drake then continuously claimed that he was and is better than Jay-Z in every way, especially his music. However, only a few years later, they came back together to collaborate on Pound Cake, Paris Morton Music 2. Since then, they've continued their exchange of petty comments and snarky references intertwined into their lyrics. Now, it seems as though Jay-Z and Drizzy have no intention of stopping their cycle of on-again, off-again friendship. We anticipate seeing much more of these fights and disagreements in the future. Finally, taking its place as number 1 on our list, DaBaby versus a Walmart gunman. Though killing is usually never the intention or wanted outcome of a fight, it is something many have to choose when their life is threatened. On November 5, 2018, a North Carolina rapper, DaBaby, whose real name is Jonathan Lindell Kirk, fatally shot a 19-year-old named Jalen Craig out of Charlotte, inside of a Huntsville Walmart. DaBaby, also known as Baby Jesus, was shopping with his then 1- and 5-year-old children, as well as their mother when Craig cornered them. Fearing for his family's life, DaBaby shot Craig in the abdomen. On the 6th of November, DaBaby expressed his gratitude to be alive in an Instagram video and justified the shooting as an act of self-defense. He also expressed his condolences to the victim's family and said that it was not his intention to kill, simply to protect himself and his family. Skeptics then claimed that DaBaby used the shooting as a way to promote his album, which he denied. Court records show that DaBaby was charged with a misdemeanor carrying of a concealed gun, but this charge was ultimately dismissed because there was no available witness. Since this event, DaBaby has continued to produce many hits such as TLC and Practice. Lupe Fiasco versus Diego Umahara. Not all rapper fights are unplanned and spontaneous, nor are they even always in person. Chicago rapper Lupe Fiasco fought professional e-street fighter Diego Umahara in his territory, the video game Street Fighter, and won. Street fighting is hand-to-hand combat that often takes place in public environments, and unlike sport fighting, may include weapons, multiple opponents, and little to no rules. Street fighting is a global fascination that has been the inspiration for many video games, graphic novels, television shows, and more. On February 15th of 2016, Fiasco played as Ken, Umahara as Ryu, and Fiasco managed to beat the pro 3 out of the 5 rounds. Umahara congratulated the ecstatic Fiasco with no hard feelings. Following the match, many e-street fighting fans began to say that this online battle was staged, but the two of them claimed that the entire fight was legitimate and that it was a fun experience for both of them. This match encouraged Fiasco to develop connections with others in the e-street fighting franchise, and he has continued to attend different tournaments in the fighting game community. Lupe Fiasco is now one of the most well-known figures in the game. This brings us to the conclusion of our Craziest Rapper Fights video. Hey you! Yeah, you! You like this video? Great! We got another one for you that we guarantee you would like. All you have to do is click on the screen. It's free and without any hidden fees, but you have to click fast because this message will self-destruct in 5 seconds.